What's up? So today we got Full House Season 1 Episode 6, Daddy's Home. So anyway, so this episode starts off with DJ putting Michelle in her crib and calling it a baby jail. Because obviously, it kind of is a baby jail. Because she's like, don't move. And because she's like, don't move. But then she's like, how are you supposed to move that thing? So then Stephanie is practicing for her dance recital and for her ballet recital, and they're like Stephanie, and she's not Stephanie, she is a ballet person, whatever she said. Sometimes you cannot remember what a person said, but anyway, yeah. So she's like, so then what happens is that Danny gets a call from his work about an editor and about a job, so he cannot be there for Stephanie's recital and cannot take them to the mall and stuff. So yeah, so who decides to do that? But Uncle Jesse, and when Danny comes home, next day, or how many days it takes, he's like, hey, Jesse's like, hey, he took them shopping and everything, and so yeah, and they do a fashion show, and then during that fashion show, Michelle says her first word, which is dada, to Jesse. And then he's like, hey, she didn't say dada, and then she tries to say it to her, but she doesn't, say it back. And when he says it back, she says it to Joey. And then Dane's like, OMG, his own child thinks that Jesse and Joey are her father. Well, kind of makes sense, Do you know who does all the cleaning, and do you know who baths her, and do you know who does all the job that Danny should be doing? Joey and Jesse. So obviously, of course, Michelle's gonna think that Joey and Jesse are her dad, because they do everything a dad does. And yeah, and then Danny goes a little, crazy when Stephanie calls him daddy, and she calls him dad, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, that's right. So he, calls, calls a day off, he calls, a day off for them, spend together. Well, meanwhile, Jesse's current girlfriend comes in town, and she's Italian. I forget what is her name? Roxana? Or is that the other girlfriend? I think that was the last episode girlfriend. Or it's the girlfriend here, I don't know. So yeah, so they, make out and all that stuff. And Joey's like, hey Jesse, he wants to be, cool like him. And he's like, hey, don't take his bike, take the kid bike. So, but he eventually takes Jesse's bike, but Joey's, an hour a long time late. So he's like, hey, what happened? And he's like, when he got onto the driveway, the spirit of Jesse possessed Joey, and obviously made him, want to be cool, and all that stuff. So it made him want to be cool. So he obviously, and he lied saying that he went to Caesar's Palace when all he did was he lied saying that he went to Caesar's Palace, and but yeah, so after a day of Jesse's about to beat up Joey when he's like, when DJ and Stephanie come in, and yeah, he's about to beat up Joey. So yeah, so DJ is kind of not happy about something, so because and he notices it, but she tries to play it off as like, oh, DJ's happy, like she tries to play it off like that. So she tries to play it off like she's happy, but obviously she's not. And she basically explains that every time they would do something, she would get sadder and sadder, knowing that it would end, and she didn't want it to end because, and she had to not be sad she had to be sad, they were going anywhere because she knew that Stephanie would be sad about stuff, ballet recital thingy. So, yeah. So they, hug it out and, and then he goes to Michelle's room where Michelle says dada to Danny, and Danny's like, yes, ending the episode. So, what did I think of this episode, buddy? I thought it was 10 times better than the last one, because with this episode, they actually stuck with the storyline they were focusing on. They didn't just, derail it. Danny was, feeling sad that he was missing the moments of his children. Michelle thought Jesse Joy were her children instead of him, or father instead of him, so he decided to, be there for all of his children. And, unlike last episode that had the name of the title called Sea Cruise, but it wasn't really about a sea cruise, this episode was really about Danny wanting to stay home for his children. So I give this episode an A+ for a great episode. A great episode because it's stuck with its story. It did not derail like the last one. Oh boy, the last episode one called itself a sea cruise, but it didn't do a sea cruise storyline. But yeah, so that kind of wraps up this episode. But I'll see ya next time for another Full House. And remember, may the fullest power protect you. But I may, yeah.